Maybe you've been feeling this major shift that's happening, but the end is near. Hi, my name is Araya, and I currently live on this horse farm and animal rescue here in Italy with my dog Arlo and our growing little zoo. I love to share about spirituality and wellness, travel and my van adventures, and living a life without limitation or fear of what others think. I live in this glamping tent on the farm now, and when I arrived to Italy, it was my dream to find a home base. Now that we have one, it kind of feels like the adventure has just begun. So thank you to my subscribers, clients, and Patreon supporters for making this dream possible. So, you probably know of this concept of the matrix, this concept of the simulation, this concept of the 3D, of living in this hamster wheel of a society, of a reality, being stuck in that grind, that survival, that need for others, that separateness. But the separateness is an illusion, and many of you have been waking up to that. Maybe many of you have known that your whole life, and you've had these parts of yourself. One part has always remembered, the other part had to really go on that experience of forgetting and all that comes with forgetting your truth and believing in the illusion of separateness. And all of those things that you learned were with a divine purpose. And so you cannot teach what you have not learned. And so you had to learn it. You couldn't just be told it. It's different when you experience it. You instantly connect with people who are experiencing something similar if you have experienced it yourself. Everything that you've gathered up until this point in the illusion is setting you up for this future, for this deep experience of love, of joy, of expansion, of abundance that you get to embody, but that you also get to give to others. And so many of you, have that great desire to come here and to serve others, but also many of you have this desire to come here and feel free. And in that freedom, when you truly discover it, you embody it, you embrace it, you're able to bring it through your being, through your heart, and out to the entire universe. When you embrace that freedom, you know it, you are helping others. You are helping the world. Freedom doesn't just look like travel. Freedom doesn't just look like, getting to, I guess for me, the association with freedom was always travel. It can look different for everybody, but freedom might be taking a bath in the middle of the day. It might be, being able to read your book first thing in the morning and have no idea what time it is and have your coffee outside and just sit and listen to the birds for as long as you want. And journal for as long as you want, and call friends at any time of the day, go on a walk any time of the day. You don't have to ask for permission. You don't have to be living on someone else's time. You don't have to be making someone else's dream come true. Maybe you share a dream with people, and that's different. That's beautiful. That's community. That's where we're headed. As this system falls, this matrix, the simulation, we're going to start waking up to the truth, to the heart space, to the 5D. In that heart space, there's connection. And in the 3D, it's all about the self, the identity, discovering that. And a lot of it has been about forgetting what it's like to be connected with others. In true connection, it's remembering that we're all part of the one infinite creator. And so it's very easy to forgive others that made you not want to connect with others when you remember that they're also part of the one infinite creator. Even if they are a service to self type person, soul having this human experience. Sorry for the dogs. They came here and chose to be that version of themselves. They accepted that role, that reflection for you to learn so that you can teach. And so it's going to get louder and louder and louder because the puppies are going into the car now over there. So this is what I'm looking at. Hello, I live in Italy on this horse farm. My puppy's sleeping. You want to see him real quick? Say hello, Awesome. And hello, Arlo. Yes, hello, hello, hello. We got Zima. There's Duchess. I don't know where Duchess is. My place is kind of a mess right now because we just cleaned out a stall that had a lot of my things. We're still building this roof. Don't even know if we can call it building because there's been no progress recently. But I've just kind of let go. I've been in this period of just letting go, just being and accepting everything that is, and accepting people for the way that they are. And if someone's doing something I don't like, that not liking it is showing me something about myself. Them doing that or being that version is for me. I feel that I created that, I manifested that, I drew that out of them, and I'm grateful that they were accepting enough, open enough to be that version of themselves for me. And so it's not always easy, right? Being in this place of surrender and being in this place of accepting all that is. But in that non-attachment, in that non-reaction, in that accepting of the oneness that we all are, you start to set yourself free. And in that knowing, the Law of One talks about, in the knowing of the oneness that we all are, and your complete trust in that, and the belief, not the belief, but the knowing that the separation is an illusion, the knowing that we are all connected in one, and in complete harmony through your energy systems, your chakras, you get to choose whatever reality that you want. And we will get into that in just a second. But Aslan is about to get vaccinated. I know vaccines. I have a lot to say on that topic. Not enough about dogs, though. I haven't done enough research, so I just trust it. I've seen dogs almost die from parvo. That's one that I will say I will do. I'll be right back. So I just checked my phone, and we're not doing the vaccines today because we don't have needles for the puppies. So many of the people here on the farm are qualified to do shots and whatnot. I still will take Arlo to go get his rabies shot from the vet because you need that to travel. We'll wait for the orchestra to calm down. Okay. So this really strong calling, like strong message of like setting myself free has been coming through this past week. And then as I've been reading more and more about it, and just in general, just following my joy and my curiosity, I've been guided to also have to show you guys this bird. If I remember to put it in the edit right here. It's right there on the road. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked it up yet. But it keeps visiting me at this time of day. Also, my wolf visitor the other day, and I've been reading more of women who run with wolves, and I get it. I understand why I keep getting visited by a wolf. Like literally, if you're new here, wolf came and visited me in my outdoor shower. Wolf came and visited me at nighttime, and my dog ran after him with my other dog that lives with me, and we all ran up the mountain together. And then the other day, the wolf came and visited us at the river. Anyway, I have been feeling this strong desire to break any habits of distraction. And for me, that was Instagram. Like, I don't scroll a lot, but I communicate with my friends and my family, and they're more my friends, not my family. And that's just like, I was kind of explaining in the other videos, like I kind of feel that people like live in there. Like it's interesting being like a creator, but also like using it as like a social app of like connecting, kind of like WhatsApp or text message. But I was just feeling like exhausted in there. I felt like I would let my guard down because I was communicating with friends, and then like I would be hit by those like more service to self energies that are like using that as like a gateway to come through into life. And so I would just like have to be on guard energetically and spiritually, and it was just a lot of work. And so I put that app on to block Instagram a certain amount of time per day. So like I can open the app 15 times for 3 minutes at a time. And that makes it really intentional. And I really enjoy it. And I feel like I have had all this space energetically to read, to start reading again, to like wonder. You know, there's an art of wondering that a lot of people miss, and that's where a lot of your downloads are trying to come through, of how to set yourself free, of how to survive in this new earth. And so it's going to challenge so much of your being. I saw a comment recently, and this was just like the epitome of what I hope to continue sharing, is that in manifestation, we'll start there. In manifestation, when you attract the thing that you are trying to attract and you receive it, it's not like you just receive it and you're like, hell yeah, I'm ready. You receive it. And then oftentimes, if you haven't, been working so hard on your subconscious patterns and rewiring your neuroplasticity and all these, and creating new neural pathways and all this stuff, you will probably have this reaction to it that could be self-sabotaging. Like you receive all this money and you're like, I don't know how to handle money, and I want to hold on to it. I want to take it and just like store it down and make it never breathe and see the light. And then it's like, I don't want to be here. And it vanishes, right? Because you held on. You created this attachment, this need for it. You told the universe that you weren't worthy of having it. Same thing with love. You find the right person and you're like, it has to work out. Why aren't you messaging me? Why aren't you blah, blah, blah? And then you just, you kill it. You kill the flow of abundance between you and this other person. And so there's this step as the matrix comes to an end in this reality that you and I are in. Not everyone sees this reality, by the way. Like there are many layers on Earth. And some people are at this and some people are not. It's nothing like I'm better than anyone else or you're better than anyone else. It's just where we are. And so as you're here and you're shifting into this new reality, a lot is going to come up in the mind. A lot is going to be like, I want to go home. I want to go back. I want to go back to familiar. This is unsafe. This is scary. How do I do this? La, 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 la. I have this issue with my van where I showed you guys the other day. I like put WD-40 on all my doors and it fixed everything for a second, but it actually, my driver door yesterday when I was driving to go schedule my MRI, which I wasn't able to do, I'll have to go do tomorrow. If you don't know, my ankle's injured because my heart horse, my rescue horse that you guys helped me rescue, we got in an accident. She trampled me on accident. She saved my life in a way. So it's been 12 weeks now and I'm still injured, like to the point where I can't walk. Not very far, at least. So I have to get the MRI. So I will go back tomorrow and hopefully get it. They told me to come back tomorrow. But as I was driving there, my door kept opening while I was driving. And it wasn't like wide open. I would have to open it wide open to like close it again. But it would open, it would pop open. And then it was like still on the latch and still locked. But it still would pop open and locked. If you're a car person and you know what's going on, please let me know. And then I, the alarm would go off and everything. And today in my pondering, my wondering, as I was elevating my ankle and everything, because it's been hurting more today, I took one wrong step. I've had time to just sit and receive. And it was like you're leaving the door open energetically. Like you're not really, like you're there, closing the door on like this pattern in your life. And you haven't fully closed it. Like you're still leaving it open to be like, but is there love in this area? And it's like, no, I know these things, but there's still a part of me that, doesn't want to fully step into the new paradigm in this pattern, into the new reality of this pattern that won't be anymore. It will be completely rewired, but this door keeps opening. And so I think that I was meant to share that in this video for you right now, because maybe you've closed the door. You said, I've closed the door. When I got in the car, I closed the door. it's still open just a little bit, right? It wasn't so bad that it was so noticeable and like I would fly right out of the van, but it was there, and it's not going to be drive worthy safe. It's not going to pass an inspection, and I won't be able to drive to where I want to go, which is Norway. You can't go to where you want to go if you are leaving this door open for hope in a place that it's not going to work out. You know it's not going to work out there. Have the courage to just close the door all the way and keep it closed. You then will be able to safely drive to where you want to go. You cannot bring your old life with you to the new life. You have to teach your mind and your body that it is safe in the new earth, that it is safe to just be, that it is safe to be in your creativity, in your flow, in your essence, to speak from your heart, to speak openly, to show up as yourself, to speak the way that you want to speak, dress the way that you want to dress, live the way that you want to live in the country you want to live in, live with the people that you want to live with, live in a house if you want, live in a tent if you want, live in a van if you want, do whatever the fuck you want. That's what this new paradigm is about. That's why you've been trying to escape the matrix, is so that you can live your unconventional life. And maybe your unconventional life isn't that unconventional. Maybe it is to a certain group of people, but maybe you really want a homestead, or you really want to live in the city, or you really want to live in the suburb, and you really just want to make sourdough bread, and you just really want to like chill the fuck out. Maybe you want to travel the world and go to the Arctic and go jump in the freezing cold water and do crazy things and jump out of planes. Like, whatever you want to do, you can do it, and you can make money doing it, because money's not going to look the same anymore. Money is going to be a completely different thing. So if you can just start seeing money as an abundance, as an energy, almost like a person, and start working on your relationship with money, and start working on your relationship with your true self. A lot of what's coming through in this message too, in this past week, is stop getting distracted, but also get very clear on identity. Who are you? That can be a loaded question, because really it's like who I am is the I am that I am that I am. With that, you have your expression, your human expression. What brings you joy and curiosity? Honestly, like, what sparks your curiosity? What makes you like excited? And you might not know. You might be so tired from just surviving that you just aren't sure. So then your job would be to stop getting distracted, to start making the space, and to heal the nervous system. In order to receive divine guidance, we have to have a regulated state, a regulated body, a safe body, an open to receiving. We can't be open to receiving if we're constantly like, oh, where's the danger? Where's the danger? It's the same thing as healing. You don't heal when you're in the sympathetic. You heal when you're in the parasympathetic, right? Yeah. Like when you're in the rest and digest, that's when your body can heal. When you're in the survival, the fight or flight, your body is not in healing mode. It is not in receiving mode. So maybe you've been in fight or flight or freeze your whole life, and that's okay. Many people have. Maybe that's why you've had chronic illness. Maybe that's why you've been so stressed. Maybe you haven't had that. Maybe like just recently you've had moments of stress, and you're trying to figure out how to regulate. There's many steps to it. This is a shameless plug. Whoa, the light I thought was gone. But that was so interesting. 21 Days to Rewire Your Mind is all about healing the nervous system and stepping into your chosen timeline and working with what I learned through my years and years and years of studying brain retraining. It's what gave me my life back from chronic illness. And then decondition takes you on that journey and like really solidifies it. Decondition is 12 weeks, and it's everything that I've ever learned and everything that I can channel and give all in one program through sound healings, hypnosis, guided meditation, all that. And then 21 Days to Know Your Divine Guidance is what I recommend after. So interesting. After 21 Days to Rewire Your Mind, because then you're in this regulated state, and then you start learning the language of your angels and guides, and you start learning how to communicate with them. That's been a big part of my journey too, especially in the last week, of this, like, okay, stop getting distracted, rewire your connection to distractions, and get very crystal clear on who you are, who your identity is, what brings you joy and curiosity. And it's okay that it's changing. It's okay that you maybe want something different. I keep getting the feeling like it's time to go. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Except my van door is popping open. I can't walk. I'm trying to get my van inspected and registered in Italy, but I can't because the damn door is opening. But I'm like, okay, I choose with my free will and my complete knowingness and the oneness that we all are, that my van will work in perfect divine timing, that I will be able to walk in perfect divine timing. And until then, I will follow the messages and the guides and the downloads that I get from my divine team about where I'm meant to go in this period of time, in this period of rest, in this period of solitude, in this period of, of restriction, of healthy divine intervention restriction. What am I meant to create right now? And that will help me enjoy the freedom that I'm being called to, right? And so give yourself that permission to be where you are right now. Even if you know you're meant to go somewhere else soon, it's okay. You choose it. You say it's going to happen. Something interesting that, like, is very interesting. When I moved to Europe, I had a feeling I wanted to get into, and I've done modeling a little bit here and there in my life. I enjoy, getting dressed up. I enjoy the process of modeling. I if it's like in a healthy, happy environment, like, I think it's just a fun expression. Part of my astrology is really enjoying beauty, enjoying luxury. And so it's interesting because I have like such conflicting patterns. Like, I live in a tent, I shower outside, like, but I also love luxury and beauty. And so anyway, when I was moving here, I was looking up modeling agencies in Milan, and I was like, I feel like I'm meant to do this, but the door wasn't opening and I couldn't really find the right agency and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, whatever, in divine timing. A week ago, less than a week ago, a few days ago, this hairdresser came to the farm and gave us all haircuts. And then he just messaged one of the people here on the team and asked if I would be interested in coming to Milan because his brother owns like a high fashion sunwear or sunglasses company and doing face modeling for them in the sunglasses. And I was like, that's so fascinating. Like, it came to me in this random little Italian farm out in the countryside, this hairdresser who was giving us donations. He was giving us donations and then also put in, like, just said that he's a hairdresser. And we were like, oh, we all need haircuts. Like, it's been so long. And so he's like, I'll come and I'll do haircuts for everybody. So it can be that random when the thing that is meant for you that you choose is ready to come into your life. It can be in an unexpected way. Trust that and let go. Let go and let God. I love that saying. I went on a date with a guy and he had this really beautiful tattoo and it was let go, let God. But so it was like let God, but the D was real. It was like very, very fine line. So it looked like let go, but then you could see the very fine D. I was like, I want to get that, but is that weird if I get a matching tattoo with a guy I went on 2 dates with? Who cares? All right, this is a really beautiful sunset. Thank you guys for being here. If you would like to apply for my women's retreat, I will be going through the next round of applications tomorrow. So I have the link below for Wild and Free Women's Retreat inspired by this wolf energy that keeps coming to me. It's all about waking up the divine, waking up that essence of yourself that will help you thrive in this new earth. And just remember your power. It's not something that like you can really like read. It's an experience inside, and I hope to hold the space for that to happen here for everyone coming. And this beautiful farm and the spa down the road with a cold plunge and sauna and this sauna ceremony, and you can book a massage, and it's going to be just absolutely magical. It's by a little lake. You can walk around the lake, and yeah, it'll be wonderful. So I invite you to apply to that if you would like. And if you're still here, let's put another wolf emoji. The wolf is strong. There's still a lot to learn in the wolf energy. I loved all your comments the other day of what you think the wolf symbolizes and why it keeps showing up. I think that it is about strength. It is about intuition. It is definitely about the divine feminine. I also think that it's been like, you need to finish reading this book of Women Who Run with Wolves. And there's a lot that unlocks in reading that text. It's the same thing that I feel when I read Gene Keys. So if you're not familiar with Gene Keys, it's related to human design. Definitely look up Gene Keys generator and put your information in, your birth time, location, date, and it will tell you some really interesting stuff. You can deep dive, and then I would recommend getting the book. The Gene Keys book is big, but just like I intuitively will just open to a Gene Key, like whichever one, and then I will read that specific Gene Key, and I feel like unlocking in my, that's the best way I can explain it, is unlocking. So highly recommend. I will leave you with that, and I will see you in the next video.